Bryson draw. Hi guys, heading off my dad. The last 2 months I've definitely been trying to channel my inner Bryson. So if you've seen some of my videos in the past 4 or 5 weeks, I've been talking about my trigger. I've had a few comments asking me what I mean by the trigger that I'm using. So in this video I thought I'd just go over how I'm trying to channel my inner Bryson and what I'm doing in my setup, my grip, my swing. I know Bryson from a few years ago was more divisive, but I was a massive fan from the very beginning out there. And as I went to JCB a couple of weeks ago to see the hero status he was getting was amazing. To see him close up was also amazing. And he's definitely blown up YouTube. He's taking YouTube golf to whole new levels. So he's definitely transforming golf for the better and introduced it to the younger people. But back to my inner Bryson. I'm definitely a little bit of a scientist like Bryson. I have to know how everything works in terms of biomechanics, how I'm hitting a ball, how I'm moving. He talks a lot about the motion. So for the past 2 months, I've tried to incorporate some of his game into my game to see if it can help me improve. But already in the first 2 months of using this new setup, this new move, I've gone from always hitting or wanting to hit the cut, which I've always hit, to I hit a little Bryson draws now. I'm trying to use his little trigger, which I'll go through in a minute. I'm using the setups, which again, we'll talk through in a minute. So as I said, I've had quite a few questions about what I'm doing in the comment section, so let me explain, guys. Right guys, so first up, I'm talking setup and how I'm setting up now and how Bryson has talked about. Bryson actually has quite a weak grip, but he does have the jumbo grips. I've never used them, but I definitely like to give them a go. If you've used the jumbo grips, let me know in the comments. If you get on with them, I definitely want to give it a test. Give it a test. I know Rick Shields just tested them recently, so I definitely want to give that a go. In terms of upper body setup, one thing I've used for numerous years, as Pete Cowan talks about it, is how we control the stability of the club face. As Pete Cowan's always said, it's all about opposite forces. So Pete Cowan is big on the left and the right hand. Opposite forces controls the club head. How Bryson takes that to another level, which again, I've incorporated. So his setup, it's all about opposite forces on the arm. So now how I'm setting up, so my forces, what I use now, I do what Bryson does. So the upper part of the left arm goes internal. The lower part of my lead arm goes external there. And on my right arm, the upper arm goes external, the lower goes internal. So we've got opposite forces, which as Bryson talks about, he wants stability of the club head to stop the manipulation. So that's the setup there. Lock that in, control that club face from there. So in terms of my swing plane now, as I said, I've always been a fader of the ball. That's predominantly because my bad move is I get steeper, so that I'm coming in steeper, so it's easy to manipulate and hit the cut. So I'm really trying to eliminate that. If you saw the video I posted just a few days ago, I was really working on getting that plane a lot better and eliminating that move. So check that one out. But in terms of taking Bryson's principles into my swing, so now we have this locked in. The move now is to go wide and plenty of width up there, out to the top. And then for me, instead of that move, which is my killer move, I've learned to manipulate it. I can still play golf from there and improve as much as I can, like we all do. So now, as I take the club super wide, again, that's why I really got to keep hitting the gym again. But from here now, he talks about hand into the right pocket. So as I'm pushing hard into that left side, which I've always done for numerous years, because obviously I've been chasing speed, so I understand speed, I understand the forces. But what I want to get now is from that wide point, as I'm pushing down, the hands then drop into this pocket, and that allows me then to come more from the inside. And I want to now, as I said, I've changed from the fade to hitting little draws, and also to try and eliminate the flipping by using the opposite forces, trying to eliminate the big ducks right to left. So get it into that right pocket, and then we can rotate And over the past month or two, I've been using the GC3 launch monitor to check the data. So my club path, I like to keep it neutral-ish. I don't want it to go too extreme from the inside. If I can play from anywhere around 3 degrees, so I'm coming from 3 degrees from the inside, I know it's just going to be a little draw or a straight ball, depending how I control that club face. So it's not like I'm coming from the inside, hitting 6 degrees, 9 degrees from the inside, still keeping it neutral, but really coming from the inside, eliminating that steepness, controlling that club face so wide, drop it in that pocket. So that's a swing plane. Right guys, so third up is the actual trigger, what starts the swing. So over the years, I've always chased speed, so I have a good understanding of where the forces need to be. But one problem what creeps into my game is all my other sport backgrounds of cricket, tennis, football, that ball is always moving, always in motion. So I find it easy when you're playing tennis, I can just move, hit the ball. My tendency what creeps in, and it's not anymore that I overthink it, even though I'm thinking lots and lots of things when I'm practicing, getting to understand the swing. When I'm over the ball, what I've learned over the last few years is to really try and clear as many of those thoughts as I can. But what still sometimes, even when I've got a clear head, I'm just thinking where the ball's gonna go, is I struggle sometimes to get the club to go initially. And when that happens, again, a video I literally just posted a few days ago, is if I don't go straight away with everything, so working the spiral, as Pete Cowan says, down and up, I go to the right hand side, but then my hands drag the club, which takes it on the inside. So I know to add the speed where I want to go. When I take the club away, I want to push into my right hand side. When I get to first arm parallel, 80% of my pressure, not my mass, wants to be my right hand side. And then as I'm going up, I'm recentering, and we're using the plane, what we've just talked about, through from there. But I just wanted a trigger that was going to help me move in sync, to work the spiral up, to then not do the hands, but to get the body, to get the hands into the position and not having to work it that way. So in the past, I've tried the forward presses to go, but again, I still get a little handsy on there. So a little geeky, little sado. I've recorded Bryson's trigger quite a few times, watched it in slow-mo, really paid attention to how he's using the forces. I studied a long drive, Martin Bormager, Kyle Berkshire, where they really got the push into the left to go right. Obviously wanted to tone that down from those moves a little bit. What I see and what Bryson does, and again, I want to go and see and measure this, so I want to get on the force plate, so I definitely got to book in a session, as you can't see the forces. I do understand where I want to be, but I do need to go and get them measured. So trigger, for me, all my weight is in the balls of my feet, really athletic, always moving. So even though I'm here, the pressure, again, not the mass is moving, so my pressure is moving. But what I noticed with Bryson is if you see his move, he goes there, boom, and out. So if I had some force plates, you would see the pressure. We're going from the toe into here. So the trigger goes into the left foot, pressure down into the right foot, and then that goes. So if you can see that, again, I'm using here and here. So from here it goes, pressure is here, pressure into here, and then that allows me then to go. So you'll see Bryson do the quicker version, it's boom, boom, doosh. So here, that will give me the momentum to use the body. I really want to start using the core to then get the club, not go, stop, throw the hands at it. That's when I get that horrible. Still work in progress on this one. If I can get it going first time, it goes boom, boom, gets me in that good position. I'm really not feeling there. That will get me that lag. So as it goes up, we start whoosh, that whip through from there. So that's the trigger, guys, using that pressure left, right, and away. So boom, boom, and it's also moving a bit laterally. So we've got the vertical forces, the lateral forces. So I'm actually using a bit of both. There, lateral, vertical, boom, boom, doosh, boom, boom. So channeling that inner Bryson. Right, and fourthly, what I've just started to work on also in the past 2 weeks is for my breathing. So the last part of the equation Bryson, before he starts to swing in terms of breathing, halfway through he's exhaling, that's when he goes. I've tried the same, I tried to feel the breathing. I'm breathing in through the nose, I have my little waggles on the way, I'm breathing out, diaphragm compressors. As I'm reaching towards the end of my breath, that's when I'm going. So that's the pre-shot routine I'm working on. Right guys, so let's put it into practice. The inner Bryson, definitely a work in progress, but I definitely feel it's putting me in a better place in more consistency. So opposite forces, wide into the pocket, get the trigger, breathing, send that little draw. Woo. Bryson draw. Till next time, guys.